Hello everyone, what is up? My name is Rohan. I'm currently a third semester, first year medical student in the Caribbean Islands. And you clicked on this video because you want to know, how do you study while you're burnt out? We've all been there. We've all had our months, or more generally our days and our weeks, where we just feel tired. We feel like we can't even get anything done, any work done, regardless of it's schoolwork or not. But how do you overcome that? How do you get over that feeling, that need to just do nothing? How do you push yourself to start? Well, that's what I'm going to answer for you guys in this video. Like I said, I'm a third semester medical student. I am in medical school. I'm studying one of the hardest, if not the hardest topics in the whole world, the hardest to master, something that is constantly evolving. We constantly have to learn new material as the years go by. More stuff is discovered, more knowledge is passed down from person to person. So guys, that's what I'll be doing today. I'll be teaching you, or tonight as you can see back there, I'll be teaching you how I overcome burnout. Let's get started. So I've split this video into multiple little parts, multiple little sections, and these sections correlate with the tips. So you can look at the YouTube scroll bar and you can scroll through just to get a general idea of what this video is going to be saying, so that you have a better understanding of how you want to take watching this video, because all of your time is valuable, guys. Trust me, I'm someone who completely understands that. All the time is valuable. Every single second that you have, you want to make sure you use it to your fullest potential. That's something I might talk about in another video, but how do you get the most out of every second? Let's get started. So the first thing I want to tell you guys, take small steps. You don't need to be making big moves every single day, every single hour. Just take it slow, guys. That way it keeps your mind fresh and also keeps you relaxed. You don't want to be thinking, oh my gosh, I have 5 lectures I need to watch today. I have 8 lectures that I need to cover. I want to do 200 practice questions. Thinking like that, guys, it might work for you. Hopefully it works for you. That's great, more power to you. But for me, that does not work. I need to set small goals and time management. And I need to set the small paces so that I can make it my way to the big, large goal. That's what I want to do. That's how I accomplish my goals. I make small steps. And let me teach you guys how to do that. But first, let me jump into a story. So this was last semester when I was a semester 2 medical student. I had my final exam in the major course that we were studying. And guys, I needed to clutch up. I had not done so hot on the second exam for that section, and so that really taints my grade. I needed to clutch up. I needed to do well on the final exam to make it. But how do you do that? I had 5-6 days, and I was telling myself, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna fail. How do I do this? How do I get over this? How do I make the final stride into passing? How do I do it? I didn't know how I was gonna do it. But what I did was, one thing I gotta say, shout out to my mom and my dad. They are kings and queens. They saved me. They honestly showed me exactly, they told me to calm down, and they showed me what I need to do to get it. Well, they didn't show me, but they helped me get to that decision. They helped me say, okay, one step at a time, one step at a time. And guess what, guys? A week later, or 2 weeks later, I got my score back. I made it. It was the closest I've ever come in my life to not clutching up due to something like this. And I made it. I can't believe I did it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was walking on clouds the rest of that week and even the rest of that month. I felt amazing because I just climbed out of what I felt was my doom. I felt like I wasn't gonna make it, but I did. And that experience, I was burnt out during that. I was so burnt out. I didn't do well on that test before, and I studied hard for that test. I must not have studied correctly. I must have done something wrong. I'm still learning. All these videos I'm making, I'm just a student at the end of the day. I'm still learning, but I am going to teach you exactly how I overcame that. So let's continue. Number 2, I'm going to say you need to gamify it. Try to make the process of studying fun for you. And that can be different for a lot of people. Some people really like watching TV shows. Some people like playing games. Some people like talking to friends and family, whatever that is for you, lean into it. That will make this process so much smoother and a lot easier for you. I'll give you an example. If you're someone who loves scrolling on Instagram Reels and TikToks, we've all done it. Come on, we all know the grip that those things have on our generation. If you're someone who just loves scrolling, love doing that, I'm sorry if I hit a nerve, by the way, but if you're someone who loves doing that, why don't you just switch it up. Maybe instead of scrolling TikToks, you're tapping on an Anki deck. And if you don't know what Anki is, essentially it is a online flashcard system that allows for you to practice spaced repetition and active recall at a faster pace. I have a short that I made about Anki. I'll link in the description. I'll pop it up right here. Try to use everything at your disposal. And I'm kind of leaning into the next tip by saying that. But gamify, guys. If you're someone who loves watching TV shows or watching YouTube before you go to bed, how about instead of one 20-minute long video that you're going to watch about Super Smash Bros, or you're going to watch about chess, or you're going to watch about anything really, how about you just switch that one 20-minute video, and instead watch a 20-minute video if you're in high school on the Civil War, or a 20-minute video on whatever lecture. YouTube has so many different topics and videos and things that you can lean into. So many things. Just lean into one of those. If you need to study for a math exam, a big math test, watch a 20-minute video on integrals. I remember when I was in calculus, watch a 20-minute video on derivative integrals. I don't remember that much, but just stuff like that. If you're in college or if you're even in medical school, there's a bunch of YouTubers who have quality videos on the topics that you need to watch. Lecture style, high quality material that you can use to prep for your lectures. I know I've substituted some of my lectures for YouTube videos, and it's worked out phenomenally for me. Like some YouTubers, there's one YouTuber named Ninja Nerd. He's a huge content creator for the medical field. He made a video on the development of the vascular system. This is stuff like, your veins, your arteries, your blood vessels. He made a video on how the embryo and how the fetus matures and develops all those things. I watched that instead of the lecture, and I think that was one of the best ways to use my time. I think that was the best uses of my time I could have made that day, because it was a high quality video that covered the exact same topics in a shorter amount of time, faster and better for me to digest, me personally. So lean into what you have. Gamify, man. So, like if you're someone who loves to study with people, or if you love to be around people and talk to people, try to form some study groups. When I was a first semester student, I had many study groups I'd go to. Even second semester, I studied with a lot of different people, a lot of my friends, and we all gained something from it. We all learned something from it. If there's a review session that someone in your school makes or someone holds, why don't you get with people and all learn the review session, go through it together. You'll all learn something, because all of you know different things from the different topics that you can all teach to each other. And that's one of the best ways to use your time. So that's the pro tip I have for you. If you like being with people, if you like scrolling TikTok, if you like watching YouTube, those are all some things you can make. You can change right now. You can change that right now. After you watch this video, or even if you're going to stop watching the video, that's fine. You don't need to watch my whole video. Get what you need out of my videos and leave. That's completely fine with me. But after you're done with that, if you're going to scroll TikTok, why don't you just download Anki real quick, get it on your laptop, and just download some deck. This works best with medical students, because medical school and Anki kind of go together really well. I doubt there's a lot of Anki decks on the Civil War. There probably is, but I have no idea. I've never used them. Gamify it. Now, tip number 3 I have for you guys. Take advantage of every little bit of time that you have. Every little bit of time. I'm saying, when you go to bed and you scroll TikTok, you scroll Instagram, do Anki cards. When you go in the shower, instead of thinking and arguing with yourself in your head about all the things that could have happened, you could have said in that argument. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that person said this to me. I should have said this in return. I should have done this. We've all been there. But how about instead of doing that in the shower, you say, okay, tell me what I know about Ulysses S. Grant. Tell me what I know about the mitochondria. Tell me what I know about fetal circulation and tetralogy of Fallot. These are all, those last two are medical school things if you don't know. But tell me about them. Tell me everything I know. Tell me about amyloidosterone and about its properties. It can cause skin to turn blue. That's one of its adverse effects. Oh yeah, that's something I remember. Maybe that'll be in the exam. Boom. There you go. It really is a game of how much you can space out each time you think about it and you review it. If you do this every day, or even just the days leading up to your exam, you will see a huge difference. This is how I clutched up. I was doing Anki in my bed every night, leading up to that exam for 2-3 hours. And I liked it actually. It was kind of fun. It was something to do at night. Usually at night I just put my phone up and I sit in my bed and I just lay there for like an hour trying to fall asleep. But this way I was actually stimulating my brain and doing that. If there's a big document you want to look at and you want to review like a textbook, just open up the book, look at it. You don't even have to really understand what you're reading if you don't want to. If you're burnt out, if you're feeling burnt out and you feel like you can't read and understand for the life of you, don't understand, just read. Blah, 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 blah. Just read. Just read. You don't have to actually think about understanding. Don't. Just read it. Just scan the words. And that's it. That's all you need. Because the next time you open that book, in an hour later, you'll find out, oh, that's what that meant? That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of interesting. I like that. You study it for a reason, because it's useful to you. Even if you're in high school and you're saying history is not useful to you, when I thought that same thing, but then now that I'm older and I'm in medical school and I'm learning how the world is, I'm realizing history is actually really interesting. There's a book back there, and it talks a lot about history and a lot about lessons you can learn from people in olden times. It's just such an interesting book, and that it really taught me history is actually really useful. Science, so useful. Math, oh my gosh. Me and my friends used to have a joke back in college where we would say we have to go here and then here. Like, let's say we have to walk up here and then walk this way. You know what I said? Let's take the hypotenuse. Let's take the hypotenuse. What is that? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Let's take the C squared route. You know what I'm saying? It might not mean that much, but it was something. It's something to learn, and it is helpful in reality a lot of the times. Quick maths, you know what I'm saying? You guys might be too young for that reference, but 5 plus 2 is minus 1. That's 3. Quick maths, something like that. Anyway. But one thing I want to say, guys, burnout is completely natural and completely normal. If you study and you work hard for hours and hours and hours, you are going to get tired. No one is able to continuously study day in and day out effectively. If you are studying 9, 10, 11 hours a day, that is not good studying. Maybe for 1, 2, even 3 days you can do that. You're feeling kind of high. You just got off of a really good exam, or even a really bad exam. You need to clutch up, or you're feeling really good. You feel like you're smart. I can see myself. I've done that before. I've clutched up on an exam. I've done so well on some exams. And the next couple of days, I'm just grinding because I'm still off that high of feeling good, of performing well. But that doesn't last. That's not good, effective, long-term expectations for you to have. It's also not effective. You can study 12 hours a day every day. Sure, do it. But after 4 hours on the third, fourth day, after 4 hours of studying, even just 2 hours studying, you're not going to feel up to it. And even if you push through it, it's not going to be good studying. You're going to feel terrible about the material. You're going to hate the material. And you're going to go in to that exam, and you're going to write the exam, and you're going to feel like crap. And you're going to hate the exam. You're not going to have fun with it anymore. Remember, guys, gamify it. Gamify the process. Because that's what leads to good studying, lasting memory, and effectiveness. And even though I said take advantage of all the time you have, that doesn't mean bore yourself out and study for hours and hours and hours. What I mean is if you're gonna go out with your friends really quick, why don't you talk to them about one topic? Bring up one disease if you're in medical school, or one proof if you're in geometry. Bring up one thing that you're gonna mention with them, and just talk to them about it. Just be like, oh, you know what's really interesting? You know what's really interesting? In tetralogy of Fowler, there are four mechanisms to the disease. One of them is stenosis of blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things you can talk about, and why don't you just let one of them be what you're studying? Anyway, guys, I want to leave off this video telling you what I think you absolutely must do if you're going to study for an exam and you're going to grind your butt off and really see if you can get through. One thing I need to tell you, make sure you eat and you sleep. Exercise is important too, but eating and sleeping are king, at least for me. I know some people who pull all-nighters before the exams and they do fine. If that's you, great. But what I'm telling you, I know no high scorer, no mega high scorer who's doing that. I don't know anyone who's at the top of their class who does not sleep. I don't know anybody who does that. I know people who are smart and maybe, drink a lot of caffeine to stay awake. Maybe they do well, but you need to eat and you need to sleep for retention, for memory, and for a performance. You need to do those. My mom will text me every day because she cares. I love my mom. She's amazing. She'll text me every day and ask me and tell me to eat, because she knows when I study sometimes I neglect eating. But every single time I eat and I study, right after or even during, my mind is a million times clearer. And I'm able to really lock in the topics. I'm really able to really lock in, yes, this is where I studied, this is where I learned, blah, blah, blah. It's a night and day difference. One thing I learned, before my exams, I need to eat something. The last exam I took, I didn't eat, and I think I did worse because of it. I didn't do bad, but I think I did worse because I didn't eat. So those are my best, the last words I have for you guys, the best thing, eat and sleep. If you do nothing in this video, at least eat and sleep properly. That's the only thing I can tell you. And it's not always possible to get a full 9 hours or 8 hours of sleep. That's definitely not possible, especially if you're in high school. It's not always possible. But every little bit that you can get, just the effort in itself to do that will make progress, and that will lead to lasting change. That's how you do well in school, guys. I'm gonna end off this video. I'm gonna say follow my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube. I'm just pointing in random directions. I have no idea where these will go, but like, subscribe. Remember, guys, stay calm, cool, collected, and I will catch you in the next video. Use these tips. I want to see great things in the comment section. I want to see you guys say you killed your exam. I want to see it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.